Welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you've been feeling stuck in your life or on your growth journey. And if you're anything like me, that feeling probably shows up more often than you'd like. But feeling stuck isn't something we need to dread or judge ourselves for. Often, it's a signal from our bodies and minds that something in our life is no longer aligned. It's an invitation to slow down, to look inward, and to ask ourselves what might need to change. Looking inward matters because so often it's not a lack of ability that holds us back. It's the way we think about ourselves and about growth. We tell ourselves change is too hard or that we don't have the energy for it right now. And while there's some truth there, growth does take effort and can be challenging. This type of thinking keeps us rooted in what's familiar, even when it no longer serves us. That's where the idea of let yourself grow comes in. Before we dive deeper, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Lauren. I'm a life coach, and this space is where I share reflections and tools for personal growth, for myself as much as for anyone else. Let yourself grow is the philosophy here, learning to release what no longer serves you so that you can grow sustainably and in a way that's authentically you. Let yourself grow sounds simple in theory, but it can be surprisingly hard to carry out. Growth requires change, and as humans, we are wired to be cautious of the unfamiliar. That caution keeps us safe, but it can also keep us in patterns, roles, or situations we've already outgrown. If you're feeling stuck, it may be because different parts of you want different things. Maybe your intuition is nudging you towards something more, while your mind is more focused on staying safe, comfortable, or certain. This conflict can lead to us feeling stuck or unsure how to move forward. We may even start to feel ashamed of ourselves for having thoughts that hold us back. But these thoughts aren't bad. They come from a place of care. Instead of judging or ignoring these thoughts, what if we reframed them in a way that supports growth while honoring our need for safety and comfort? Today, I want to share 3 common beliefs that can hold us back from growth, along with a more supportive way of thinking about each one and a simple affirmation you can return to when you notice these patterns coming up. The first belief is, I can't change. We don't usually say this out loud, but it often shows up in phrases like, it is what it is, or that's not for me. These thoughts encourage us to settle, even when something inside us wants more. But the truth is, we're changing all the time, in small, quiet ways, and with intention, those small changes can add up to something meaningful. If you notice this belief coming up for you, try returning to this affirmation. I am capable of creating change in my life. The second common belief is, I don't have the blank. For me, that blank is usually time or energy. For you, it might be motivation, confidence, focus, or a specific skill. And while it's important to be honest about our limits, it's also important to remember that obstacles don't automatically stop us. They ask us to adapt. If time is limited, your growth may need to be slower or smaller so that it fits into your schedule. If a skill is missing, whether it's something practical like budgeting or something more internal like confidence, your next step may simply be to build that skill so you can continue to grow. Whatever the obstacle, there's always a way to keep moving forward. If this belief resonates with you, try this affirmation. I can grow from where I am, one step at a time. If this reframe feels a little off or uncomfortable, it may be because of this third belief, which is, my growth has to look a certain way. Sometimes what's holding us back is our beliefs about what growth should look like. We might put too much focus on the end result rather than the steps it takes to get there. Or we might idealize someone else's growth instead of appreciating our own progress. When I think about growth, I often think of movie montages of people working long and hard, and often all alone, in order to reach their goals. But I'm learning real growth doesn't have to be exhausting or solitary, and it doesn't need to happen overnight or in the same way as anyone else. Sustainable growth happens when we allow ourselves to grow in ways that fit our real lives, our energy, our values, and our needs. If you're also learning to let go of beliefs about growth that don't align with your reality, try replacing those beliefs with, my growth is allowed to look like what works for me. Let's take a moment to revisit these 3 affirmations together. Take a slow breath and repeat after me, either out loud or quietly to yourself. I am capable of creating change in my life. I can grow from where I am, one step at a time. My growth is allowed to look like what works for me. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you've been feeling stuck, I hope this reframing helps you find a path forward, even if it's just a few small steps in a new direction. In future videos, I'll be exploring other beliefs that contribute to this stuck feeling, and how self-belief and self-compassion play a role in growth. If that sounds helpful, you're welcome to subscribe and continue along this journey with me. I wish you steadiness and clarity as you move forward. Wherever your path leads, always remember to let yourself grow.